I am rockin' with B-Rock.
I'm rocking with B-Rock.
I'm rocking with B-Rock.
Tessie and I are rocking with B-Rock.
We're rocking with B-Rock!
We
We are Shotgun Superstars, rocking with B-Rock. I'm Chrissy.
And I'm Jim. And we're rocking with B-Rock.
Rocking with B-Rock!
We are Asphalt Valentine, and you are rocking with B-Rock.
Rocking with B-Rock! Ready to rock with B-Rock!
Hey, this is Paul Liddell from Dangerous Toys and Dirty Looks, and I'm rocking with B-Rock.
With B-Rock!
I'm rocking with B-Rock.
With B-Rock, and I'm looking forward to fight.
Hey, it's Jeff from American Jet Set, and you're rocking with B-Rock. Because you're smart. You got good taste.
What's up, everybody? How we doing? Whoa, got the old man glasses on. Don't need them. All right. Can't read without them. I mean, everybody's in the same boat, not just me, right? I mean, everybody's got these stupid little glasses. Can't read a thing without them. I can't see anyway, so it's just like, pfft. But, all right. Welcome. Good show. Got Ashton Blake queued up and ready to go, man. Ashton from Native Sons, great guy. If you notice, I want to mention this right off the rip. If you notice, up in the corner, I got a new logo. And it is Shay's Custom Rockwear. I want to point you all in her direction because she does some really cool work with jewelry, like necklaces, keychains, stuff like that. You just send her an image and she'll put it in a necklace or on a keychain. She's got some really cool stuff. She's got an Etsy store. I was dealing with her. She's got some stuff that I'm doing she's doing for me rather. So it's like, I told her, I said, I'm going to promote you because she does really good work and, she's really responsive to messages, really, really cool with you. So, just a great, great girl. So go see her. Shay's Custom Rockwear. She's awesome. All right. Good show today. Got Ashton. I know we're all waiting to see Ashton. I mean, busy guy. I mean, Native Sons is just everywhere all the time anymore. It's like, boom. So, I just cannot wait to talk to him, find out what's going on. So let's just get him right on here. There's Mr. Ashton Blake. It's got this, I got to bring it up. I told you I was going to bring it up. I'm going to bring it up right off the rip. I mean, the new look Ashton, it's like you got this badass rocker kind of look going on, and I'm fucking loving it, dude. It's cool, man. I mean, it's no more the clean cut. It's just freaking cool. It's working for you. I think it fits. It fits the new, I guess you could say. I mean, for me, drama's a little heavier. And from what else I've heard, it's a little heavier, a little more punchier than the first album. And it works. I mean, now you're not Ashton, you're Ashton.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's I would say, we're not really reinventing ourselves as much as we're just kind of staying true to the old album. But I think you're right. The newer stuff does punch a little bit better than the last album. I'm reinventing my look, I guess. I've been watching some Steven Tyler stuff and
nice.
So I was like, hey man, that's a pretty cool look. I might try that. And it's kind of just worked for me, I guess.
So should we expect spandex and then scarves hanging on the mic stand? And you already got the no shirt going on. I mean, Steven Tyler was famous for that. Hardly any. So we should spandex. I'm looking forward to it. Headbands and everything.
Yeah,
that's a no comment.
I probably won't do any headbands, but
No.
you it works for you, man.
I
I
think
don't
it
want to
would
get my
work for it.
hair
Oh, it's the
in a
hair. Yeah.
headband, but
There you go. You got to have it
might
around.
convince Victor to do it.
Victor, I'm pretty sure you can convince that son of a bitch to do anything. He's pretty cool. Jeff Bradford said you are going full Tyler. Full Tyler.
Full Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Full
cool,
Tyler,
man.
that's pretty
But
cool.
I just had to get that out of the way because I've been noticing it, and I'm like, I'm not gonna not say anything because I'm stupid like that. Where I'm like, yeah, and I was gonna text you the other day, but I'm like, nah.
Yeah, man.
I'll wait till the show.
I had this whole thing going on right there, and I was like, you know what? I don't like it. I'm gonna just do a little.
Just
shape,
a little,
you know.
just a little. Yeah, forget what they call that. Oh man, it's. I probably
for more beauty tips, you know.
Yeah, hey, the Rockin' with B-Rock show, Beauty Tips 101 with Ashton. So how's everything going, dude? How is I haven't seen you since November and a lot of things are happening. But how is everything going for Native Sons?
Well, I would say that things are going really, really well for Native Sons. We stepped up our game from last year. I think we're taking ourselves a lot more seriously this year than we did last year. I think last year was about getting it up off the ground, and for me it was just about putting out the CD and getting the music because I felt like the first album was pretty good, and I knew that if people heard it, it might catch on somewhat. At least be able to play a few shows, and I never really thought that it would take off as much as it did. And then we ended up playing Monsters on the Mountain. We ended up playing Rock the Block. We were scheduled to play Masquerade, and then you know what happened with that. And then now we're gonna play. We are scheduled to play it this year, the rescheduled date.
Absolutely.
So it was like Bill Chavis definitely took it to the next level with that. It was basically what he did with Modern Superstar and Saints Rebellion. But, I feel like we have a nice group of level-headed guys in the band now. We had some lineup changes last year.
Yes.
And it was just finding the right group of guys because it was an interesting way the album come out. I mean, I think it was Sleaze Rocks who mentioned it. It's like the only original member was Ashton Blake. Well, and I guess that's the reason for us, doing the new album the way we're doing it. It's like it's staying true to the old sound, but giving it a little newer, a newer sound, a more punch sound,
right.
coming back into 2022 with a brand new song. It's reached up to 13,000 views. We've got we got a distribution company kind of doing it all on our own. With the passing of Bill Chavis, I talked to the bassist and we kind of agreed and was like, man, we just need to do it ourselves. We had some offers, we like 3 or 4 offers from different labels, and we were just like, none of them really enticed us that much to want to give away a lot of our stuff.
Right.
Not that
You're
they
giving
were bad
away
deals,
control of it. You don't want
to fit for us.
Right. You like to. You can control more yourself, and you don't have to do what other people say, you don't have to lose some of yourself and, mixing and this and that. You do. God, man, you guys are fantastic at the mixing and getting the right sound. And, you don't need anybody else as far as I'm concerned.
Well, we definitely, are building our own camp. A quote that I've been kind of going through my head recently is, don't beg for a chair at somebody's table when you can build your own.
Bang.
You can build your own table and build your own chairs. So.
And you're building it.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Oh, you're doing. You're a workhorse, man. I mean, I saw your lovely Sandy on the Monsters of Rock cruise, and I'm like, "Where's Ashton?" And she's like, "He's working." He's got to do this video. I'm like, dude, just drag him on the cruise, drag him on vacation. She goes, dude, you try to do that.
Well, we contemplated putting me in a suitcase, but I wouldn't fit.
Right. You're a little tall. Your hair would be sticking out. It's like, what
My
is
legs
that?
would be sticking out.
Legs
would have been a bad scene.
But I'm pretty sure, I'm almost positive if you walked up and said, hey, I'm Ashton Blake, they'd be like, bored, sir.
I'm pretty cool with those guys, but I don't know if I'm that cool with them,
Right. This comment right here. It goes back to what you were saying about Chavis. Who is it from? Angie Krempel. Chavis is so fucking proud right now. You are shining so bright, and you are doing it organically. Absolutely. I mean, you're not. She's absolutely right. You guys are growing, just growing. Yeah, one thing that you got that if anybody out there isn't on like Native Sons page or Native Sons Tribe page, get on there. Ashton is on there damn near daily, letting you know what's up. And you've got that where you know what to do. You stay in people's minds. Let them know what's going on. Stay fresh every day, every other day. Either post. Most people post. I post. You go live, and people love when people go live. I love it. I see you're live. I'm like, okay, what's he got to say? And we watch. And then later on, it's you're accessible. You're one of us, and you come off like that where you're not somebody hiding behind here where you got somebody else doing your social media for you. You are the one there at shows. You're the one in my face talking to me. You are very accessible, and I think that goes leaps and bounds on how well you're received.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, when you're talking to Native Sons or on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, it's usually me, engaging with people. I like to do that. I think there's like you said, I'm a rocker, and it's just who I am, I guess. I like to be engaging with the fans and let them know what's up and give them something, that's more of substance rather than just rehashing what a publicist puts out. Even if I do share something that, I guess that is, quote unquote robotic, I try to add my own, heartfelt message or, something I want to get across. There's always a call to action, but there's that level of staying personal and just putting yourself into the music as much as the social media and your fans, because it's really about the fans at the end of the day. I feel like, they're the ones that keep us on the road. They're the ones that buy the t-shirts. They're the ones that's rocking right there in front of us. It isn't the record executives or the A&R reps. They're not there. It's almost, that's one of the reasons why we decided to do it ourselves, is because, a lot of the industry is going to, just use you up and spit you out. And,
right.
They're going to tell you where to look. And, I wouldn't have this really cool mustache right now.
They wouldn't allow you to have that. They'd be like, no. You're not allowed to change. They are do not change anything about anything. You have to stay the same because people don't like change. That's true to an extent, but not really. I mean, Motley Crue changed every damn album. And they did just fine, but, the look is working for you, dude. You're killing me over here, man. I'm just, wow. Now I see what Sandy sees in you, buddy. And I'm just like, wow. No, but, you're doing the right things. You really are. You've got it figured out where most don't. And, that's why you're going upwards and getting noticed.
I appreciate that, man.
I think that's how I believe, because you stay true to yourself. You're not, and I've met you, and a lot of other people have met you, and you are just Ashton Blake, man. You're not the lead singer of Native Sons. You're that when you're on stage. When you get off stage, you're one of us. You're a fan. You're just like, hey man, I'm just here to hang out. and I think that's what is so magnetic about you, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I'm a lover of music, and that's, I think it's always cool to see, other musicians out in the crowd, listening to, the opening bands. And like, I think it was a promoter that was like, don't expect another show. He was posting on Facebook, don't expect another show if you're not going to listen to all the bands. And I kind of chimed in, was like, I've learned something from openers just as much as I've learned something from headlining, and I've discovered some really great music that way too.
Right.
We had a lot of Detroit bands. I think that I've gotten a lot of respect from them, as well as other bands, of listening to their music, and I really want to know what they sound like and what they bring to the table. And I've actually discovered some really cool musicians that way that I follow even today.
Right. And I'm one that I'll notice if other musicians are in the crowd, and okay, you get up on stage and you're like, come on, come on, come on. And then you get off stage, some musicians, not you, but some musicians will just stand in the corner like this. But when they're on stage, they want you to be active. When they're on the floor, they're in the corner just doing this. Now, are you enjoying it, or what? Show that you're enjoying it, because people in the crowd, like me, if I see this guy just standing there, I'm like, okay, should I just stand here? You feel uncomfortable if you just rock it out. But when I see others doing it, then it's infectious, and it's like, and it more often than not, I'm more drawn to the ones that are actually showing the energy, showing, they're digging it too. Show that you're a fan, and not just, don't make it look like you're just standing there. Okay, I have to be here because if I leave, they're going to think I'm a dickhead. Show that you want to be there. And you're one that does. I had you at my benefit, and I've seen you at other shows at Keku Cantina, and you're right there in the crowd and you're loving it. And you're just like, this is great. You're a fan. I mean, and you're one of us, and that's, like I said, that's you. You being you makes me want to, whatever you do makes me, and I'm sure a lot of other people, drawn to you, and just push you to whatever next level you're going to.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I definitely enjoy listening to music and being a part of the experience. It's no fun sitting in the corner and just
dude.
And just, why just sit in the corner, kicking Valentina's on stage, or something like that.
You can't sit in the corner.
You're going to just sit there in the corner with your arms all crossed and,
No. Even when I'm in my kitchen and the music's on, I can't just be in the kitchen. The dog looks at me like I'm an idiot. My
Ghost
wife
looks at me that way too. I mean, you're dancing and she's like, what the hell are you doing?
What are you doing? What did you take today? It's like, nothing. It's music. You feel it, and show that you feel it, I guess. All right. Now you replace the band, you got, and I know, I'm pretty sure I got the information that, some didn't want to travel and some hearts weren't in it. And, and that goes, it happens in a lot of bands. A lot are like, I don't want to travel. I just want to, you're in Louisville. I want to stay in the Louisville area. I know guys that were in Virginia, and they're like, my guitar player doesn't want to fucking travel. And I tell the guys, then you got to fire them. If you want to be a traveling band, you've got to get rid of them, no matter how much you like them, no matter how much you get along. At the end of the day, it's a bad business decision. You're in this to make money. You're in this to bring music to people that want to hear it in different states and different countries. So if you're not on board for that, you're out.
Yeah, I mean, I've had to, some good friends have walked away from this band, and or I had to let go because they didn't want to, they didn't want to tour the first lineup, but I think it was mainly because the first lineup that we had didn't work out because we didn't anticipate touring that much. We were like, we'll do one show a month, we'll just we'll play the CD sometimes. And Bill was Bill was like, we're going to try to take this as far as we can, but we're not expecting too much because we didn't know, we had different members on the album. We didn't know how it was going to be received, and I think since COVID and everything, like people understood it's a different kind of situation where the members who played on the CD weren't able to tour. They had to go back, to work, or they were in other projects that were, conflicting. So they just told me, man, take it as far as you can. And if we make any money, just give us our due. And I have, we haven't really made a lot of money on the last album, but it's like releasing it independently. You don't, I think what it was is Jim's friend says, we used to give away T-shirts to sell CDs. Now we give away CDs to sell T-shirts.
Right.
But it's like
that's about the time.
I hope that a lot of people discovering Native Sons understands that the guys on the last album just couldn't do it. And then my whole thing was just getting the album out. I just wanted people to hear what we did. We spent over 2 years trying to get it just overcoming obstacles, and then COVID hit, and that was the biggest obstacle we had tried to overcome. And then I put this band together out of Columbus that just was like, yeah, we'll get the album out. And we thought, okay, we're going to get the album out. We're going to tour, we're going to do like one show a month. And then the world was like, no, you're going to do more than that.
The world said, no.
So I ended up putting together a band from my hometown, and, it just, you get out on the road, and the road life seems to be what it's all glamorous at first, but then you get out there and it's not 5-star hotel rooms and caviar. It's bologna sandwiches and 12 hours in the van to Nebraska, playing a show, standing in the hot sun all day, playing a show that night, and then driving all the way to Kansas City, to get to the hotel room. So it's like, it wears on you, and I'm not talking bad about past musicians, because they're all my friends. But it's almost like, you get a job and it's just not for you, and that's okay. There's a band out there that's for them, and they're in those bands now, and hopefully they're happy where they're at, because I know I'm happy where I am in Native Sons. So the new lineup with the new CD coming out, it's probably going to come out sometime in August or October. The whole thing, but we're going to put out singles and keep the train rolling,
Right. That's what you told me. You said we'll just keep putting out singles and then release the album later. And a lot of bands are doing that. They'll put out a single and take their time with the album and release it slowly. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's like, album drops, you listen to it constantly, and then it's like, okay, now I gotta wait a year.
Yeah.
Netflix, they'll drop Stranger Things, bam, here you go. And after Saturday, what do I watch now? I gotta wait a year. So it's kind of cool that you're rolling out a song and then a song and a song, and other bands are doing that too. And it kind of keeps that interest peaked all year long, instead of going up here and then kind of slowly declining because now you haven't released anything in so long.
Yeah, and that's one thing that we talked about when saying, okay, do we want to wait and put out the album later, or do we want to put out singles? And a lot of that was one thing with the record labels. They wanted us to put out a whole album.
Right.
It's like, we don't want to do that. We want to put out singles. We think there's more longevity to singles, and I think you're right. You're definitely right with putting out singles. It's like, release an episode every, it's like, Netflix releasing an episode every day, or they drop the whole series. It's like a binge watch it, and now I'm on to the next series.
Right, and then you're done. Okay, what do I do now? It used to be you watched a whole season, which was what, 4 or 5 months, start in September and end like February or March. And then you'd have to wait till September where they'd have the reruns, whatever. But for 6 months, I was doing something and I was interested in that show. Now they drop Stranger Things and bam, it drops. And in a month, nobody's talking about it anymore.
Yeah.
You're waiting, and then now you're talking about like Ozark or talking about this. And music is the same way. You are only as popular as you are relevant right now, in your face. And what are you doing for me? This band's releasing this and this and this, and they're touring now and now, and if you're not staying relevant and staying in my face, yes, I'm going to lose interest. It's just natural.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing against any one band, but I mean, I'd probably do that with Aerosmith. If they dropped a whole album, I'd listen to it, and then probably it would be in my rotation.
But it wouldn't be, okay, they're going to release, now you could say, hey, we're going to release a song next month, and now we're going, oh boy, and then you share it every now and then, and or share, hey, it's coming. And how many people share that it's coming? I know I do. I'll be like, goes right to Rock and B-Rock, it's coming. And you're relevant. You've got the right formula. I mean, and I like bands that do that. Yes, I love whole albums all at once, but I also don't mind if you're dropping a single here and there for 6 months. I don't mind it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do a single every other month, with a video, and that way it gives a little cinematic. We like to. It's getting a little dark. I'm gonna try to add some light here.
It's like you're going more metal.
That might be too much light, but anyway.
You're fine.
Yeah, so we're trying to do like, a single every other month, and then along with the video, and then we're gonna drop an album, probably August, October. So there's gonna be songs that we don't release as singles that are gonna be on the albums.
Right.
So there's always that too. So it's like. It just depends on how people want to do it. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. I don't think. It just depends on the audience that you have, and
it depends on what you want to do. Really, at the end of the day, it's what you want to do. And if people are with you, they're with you. And I guarantee you, they're with you. They're not going to say, "Oh, I hate that band," because they won't drop a whole album. No. They're going to be like, oh my God, next month they're going to do a single. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And it's exciting. It really is. I didn't think I'd like it at first because, they started doing that a little bit back. And I really thought I'd hate it, and I don't mind it. Drop a single. Don't drop the album yet. It's fine. You're doing the right thing, man. You're keeping everybody's interest. You know what you're doing. You're not losing any. You got people watching daily. What's Ashton doing today? My alarm clock goes off as what's Ashton doing today? You're in people's minds, and you know what you're doing. You don't need no PR assistant. You don't need nothing. You got this lock, stock, and barrel, dude.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Now, how did you find these guys? Victor, JT, Jim, and Mike. How did you all come about for this?
Well, I would say Victor, he was playing with Asphalt Valentine. It was Nebraska. We were playing a festival called Here Grand Island, and he came up to me and was like, hey, man, you ever need a guitar player, just let me know. And, I'd really like to see what I can bring to the project. And I think he was just meaning hired gun status at that point. But then, once we started doing more shows and we got the mountain gig, and it just he kind of stuck around, and we started writing together. And then Jim Quiggins, when the bass player actually, one of the bass players left me high and dry on a show. So I called up Jim and was like, hey man, would you have any interest in, playing with us at this, hometown gig I've got? And when Jim stepped into the band, he used to be in a band called Sweet FA.
Yes.
So when Jim stepped in, he really brought a lot to the table. He brought wisdom and knowledge of the industry. And I'd really, I owe a lot to Jim as far as, the way we're handling business in a sense. JT, he was one of the last pieces of the puzzle. He was a local guy here in town that I've had my eye on for a while, just seeing what he was doing. I was a fan of his other bands, and, whenever he did a fill-in gig because Victor couldn't be there. I think Victor was, as you know, he does the excitable thing.
He does all kinds of things.
Yeah, he's in all kinds of things. But then he was, I had him, fill in on guitar for me. And then he was, after we did one show, he was like, "Hey man, can I join?"
Nice.
So it was pretty cool. And then we
That's
found
awesome.
Mike Little. It was actually Marshall Littmeyer from Nashville was like, "Hey man, you got to check this drummer out. I know you're
Nice.
looking for another drummer. The drummer that was on the mountain with us, he's in the military. He couldn't, he had a family, so he definitely couldn't tour. I think they told him he couldn't go 1,200 miles from base."
Oh, wow.
Or something like that. So he could tour the East Coast, but then once we got more out to the West, like Texas and California, he couldn't go that far from base. So he was like, "Man, I get it. We probably need to find another drummer for you." And he's in several projects here in Louisville as well. Like, Jose was our drummer. He's a really solid dude, and he's still my friend. So it's like not everybody thinks, when a band member leaves, everybody's mad at each other. We're not.
No.
Actually, I don't think any of the band members that, except for maybe the exception of the bass player who left me high and dry on that gig, I talked to all of them. I try to remain friends with everybody. It's just, at the end of the day, it's the music business, and unfortunately, I want to keep rolling. I want that international tour one day,
Exactly. Now, that brings me to another question. Perfect tour. You and who's the headliner? Or you and we'll go with who's the headliner, because it's got to be a big band. Who would Ashton that would be like, "Oh my God, this is the perfect tour"?
Well, I guess I could break it down into, I've always wanted to play with Tom Kiefer. He's always been my favorite singer. But if I was going to go on like an international tour, I guess, or The Darkness would be a good one. I really like The Darkness.
Yes.
I really like what they have as far as, I've learned a lot from his stage shows. There's just so many that I would probably want to go on tour with. Man, like Aerosmith would be awesome.
Oh, hands down.
You're
already you can already fill in if Steven Tyler gets sick. You're just about you're right there. Just a little die, and you got it, because he's not so blonde.
Yeah, keep the lights flashing. And
nobody that nobody knows. They'd be like, "Damn,
nobody would know.
Steven's on fire tonight, man! Holy shit! It's like he got younger all of a sudden." Yeah, that would be cool. The Darkness, yes. You always wonder, hey, who would they? It's almost like who you admire and who that's who you'd want to go on tour with. I totally get Kiefer. Kiefer is one of them. You watch him and you're in awe of this guy. And who was to guess when Night Songs came out that we'd be in awe of this guy so many years later?
Yeah, I think with Tom Kiefer, like, I loved his music, but I really fell in love with his band when I found out his story. The story behind his guitar, the story behind, how he lived in his car for a few years, playing the same club. He's like, we really won that crowd over, and then Bon Jovi walks through the door, and it's like,
thanks, man.
Yeah, so it's like, you never know. It's all about being in the right place at the right time. And the right person hearing it. So if Tom Kiefer's listening to this, man, we'd love to.
Oh, he
would love to play his show.
Oh, he listens. Don't worry. He's. I think he's right here. Yeah, he's right there. Yeah, Tom Kiefer's listening. I mean, Steven Tyler's here too. Dude, they're all here. They all listen to this. Come on. Now, wow moment. You've been doing this for a couple of years now. What has so far been your wow moment? Like you still got to pinch yourself and be like, this actually happened.
I would say my wow moment was probably being
now we all know that it's, this is, we all know it's Sandy and when you met her. So we take that right off the table. Just saved your ass there because that's your wow moment.
Well, good. I'll have to change my response then.
So now change your response because
I
You
think
know
it
that.
was, backstage, Monsters on the Mountain. We were the first band to kick off the first day, and it was such an honor to kick off that event for Larry and the Monsters of Rock Cruise people, and they were all really nice to us. But standing in that arena and after doing sound check and everything, and it was like I'm really here. It's like
Mhm.
to me, I think that was the first time I was like, okay, I can do this. It's like this is I could do this every single day of my life
Right.
and be just be content.
Nice.
So that was kind of the wow moment for me. Like, my grandmother had passed away before then, shortly before then, and I was kind of just off to myself, kind of you know, going through the motions of
Right.
preparing myself for the stage and really thinking about what she would think, and it was like, it was a wow moment for me.
Nice. Now I had a feeling. I had a feeling that was what it was, and that's a big one. There's a lot. There's a lot of artists that are on the mountain, and a lot of talent in that 3 days that are there, and you're
Yeah,
part of it.
especially with the lineup changes and everything. It was like, but I felt confident
Mhm.
when stepping on the stage, because we had honed our skills, and everybody who was on that stage, uh, you know, they proved themselves in their own rights. But it's like together, I feel
Right.
like we did something special.
Right.
At least for me to kind of look back on and say we did something. You know,
Right. Oh, absolutely. I watched videos from that, and it was like you guys were on fire, and you were owning it, and it was like there was and like you said, the band hadn't been together very long, and it was like different, but it was the chemistry was there, and I was like, damn, these guys are killing it. People go live and everything, and that was one thing I wanted to see because I couldn't be there, and I was like, these guys are doing great. There was no, it was like you guys have been performing together forever, and you nailed it.
I
Rose
appreciate
to the
that.
occasion. Rose to the occasion, hands down.
I think Bill would have been proud of us
Oh
in that
God.
moment.
Oh,
You
he's
know,
proud of you, dude.
coming out
There's
on top of a little.
yeah. There's no doubt that man is proud of you and what you're accomplishing. He had high hopes for you. Every time I talked to him, you always got brought up, and it was always how you were just like a son to him. Like he just wanted everything for you, and he just saw the talent in you. He's like, he constantly mentioned you. Constantly any conversation you got brought up.
Bill Chavis was a very good friend of mine, and I looked to him for advice even when I wasn't on his label, and he was always there. He was always there for me, and Lori, yeah,
Good people, very good people.
really good people. I miss them a lot.
Oh boy, they are missed, very very missed by a lot of the community. I mean, that was a huge blow, dude. That was a huge blow.
Bill definitely left his mark on the industry, and when he left abruptly like that, when he was taken abruptly like that, it left a hole there. Especially especially for me and people on his label and people who knew him personally. I went to see his family when they did the memorial, and they're just so good people.
Mm-hmm.
They came up and hugged me, and they have the same passion that Bill did.
Right.
It was really nice to see them all again.
Cool. Oh yeah, I wanted so bad to be there, but I just couldn't make it happen. Just you can't be everywhere you want to be.
Yeah, that's for
it's
sure.
It sucks, but there was I got little bits and pieces, and just hearing the stories of people just talking. That was awesome. Very awesome. Who would you want to collaborate with? If you could have anybody to just sit down and you two are writing an album, who would that be?
That's a tough question.
I love this question. I only ask certain people this question. It's like,
I would say that if I could bring back anybody, from the dead, it would be Tom Petty. I would
absolutely.
To collaborate with Tom Petty. It's like I was in a tribute band to him. I call it a tribute band, but it was more just like we jammed Tom Petty for 2 hours and just had fun with it. But his songs were so iconic. His songwriting was iconic. It was just, he had like 13, 14 hits on the radio. So it's like, yeah.
He was fantastic.
Yeah. I didn't really think about it until, after learning his songs. I'm like, there's 2 hours of nothing but hits. Like
it is. I wanted to, when somebody came up to me and they say, hey, if you could be because I play drums, if I could play anything and just be in a cover band or tribute band or an original band. I said, well, I'd love to be in an original band, but I would really love to put together a Tom Petty tribute band just because the drumming, if you listen to it, it's complex.
Yeah.
It is very complex. It's not AC/DC straightforward. It ain't easy to play, and it challenges you, and the guitar challenges you, and the singing is just, the music is just so good.
He was a very unique singer. I feel like he found the right group of guys that, I don't feel like they fit the pretty boy band thing of the 70s and 80s, but they had their own sound. They cut straight through everything. Like even in the 80s, like when they were doing their, the height of their career, I guess, it was, you're right. That drummer has just a unique style. Like if you listen to Breakdown, that drum beat is really hard. Finding a drummer to play that was difficult. Like I had people that tried out for the Tom Petty thing. They were like, I can just do it. I can just jump in here. And it's like, it's more difficult than that.
It is more difficult than that.
Yeah. You can't just jump on and be like, it's just Mary Jane's Last Dance. It's just
it ain't.
Down,
No, dude, I didn't realize.
It's like, no, it's not.
That's why I haven't done this yet, because I got into it and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm gonna suck at this. I'm not doing it.
I was playing bass.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
dude, the bass lines are they're in the pocket, man.
Yeah, he was a monster, man. I was listening, I was practicing Refugee. I'm like, he ain't even following anything. It's just
nothing. It's like, what the hell is this guy doing here? I don't know what,
Yeah.
What, forget it. I'm done. This is a challenge, but Jesus, I didn't sign, and you say back in the 80s, they didn't fit any mold, really. They were their own. And it didn't matter. I was a Metallica, Rat, Crew guy, Guns N' Roses. But if Tom Petty came on the radio, that bitch was getting cranked up because I loved him. And that was one of my, I guess you could call it guilty pleasure back then. You had to be this or this or this, but I just loved Tom Petty. And I don't think I met anybody back then that minded if I turned it up for Tom Petty. Everybody dug him.
It's definitely on in the van when we're touring around.
There you go. You're damn right. I mean, that music is so catchy, so cool, so laid back, but so heavy. It's good shit. And you can hear some of Petty because he influences you. It's in your music. I mean, no doubt about it. You have it there.
Yeah, I try to tastefully take from Mr. Tom.
Yes, you do it very well. I think that's why I like Native a lot, is because I do dig Petty and that style. And, my style has been growing and maturing over the decades, I guess you could say, because I've been around decades. But, and then I'm starting to go back and relive the 70s or rediscover the 70s music and 80s that I overlooked, like the Petties and just stuff that was out there that I really didn't spend a lot of time listening to. And it's like, oh my God, I miss this, I miss that, and it's so good.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Like I'll get stuck on one era, and then bounce around from the Beatles to the Rolling Stones to Aerosmith, to Tom Petty to Cinderella.
Right.
And my musical influences definitely range from different I guess styles.
That makes it has
Ghost
to be.
Was begging me to go out. So
Ghost.
that's what that flash of light was.
All right, Carrie came in, the wife in the other room, and says, I came in late, but I have a question to ask whenever I'm allowed to. Okay, Carrie, we'll allow you to ask a question, I guess.
You are allowed.
You are allowed. I mean, no special treatment around here, but if you need to ask a question, you can ask a question. So chop, chop. But so while we're waiting for her to type, was there pressure on you? Did you feel pressure? Did you put pressure on yourself because the first album was received so well that you didn't expect, and now you're like, okay, this is the sophomore album, and everybody knows the sophomore slump. It's a thing. A lot of bands try to top their first album and they fall way short. Did you feel that pressure doing this?
I think it's I feel like we're writing a first album all over again. There is a little bit of that expectation there, but I think to me it's writing another album. I'm gonna dig my hands in it, and it's gonna be me, and it's gonna be real. It's the only thing I know to do. It's like I'm not trying to sound like the last album. I'm not trying to sound like Tom Petty or this one or that one. I'm just trying to put out the most real product, bring out JT Shea, bring out Victor, bring out Mike Little, bring out Ashton Blake, whatever version of this, I may have a new look or whatever, but I really feel like this next album, I wasn't, with the last album, they were trying to, the band was going for a certain thing. It was going for a more produced sound. This, I feel like, has more of a personal touch. Like you said, like you said, it's us. I don't feel as much pressure. There is a little pressure there because it's about getting the album out and getting something fresh and keeping relevant in the eyes of the fans. But I guess my answer to that would be a little.
Good. And you know what? That's probably the best answer too, because you didn't put pressure on yourself. I know if I put pressure on myself at work, that oh my God, I did this job so well. Maybe I got to do this job even better. Maybe everybody's looking at me. Everybody's wanting this, and I'm gonna fuck it up. Really, in all, I'm just dying. I'm just setting myself up for failure. Now, if you don't put any pressure and you just go, you know what, I'm gonna have fun with it. That's when the magic happens, and that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Less pressure, badass album.
Yeah, that's what we're going for, I guess.
Okay, Carrie's got her.
You like it or you don't, I guess.
I am almost positive. I know for a fact everybody's gonna love it. I just tell you that right now. I know for a fact. All right, Carrie's got her question, and God damn it, if you can, I kind of need to know the answer to this too. So, the question is: us women want to know how Ashton takes care of that gorgeous hair. I think she wants to know what you use because she wants to copy it. I don't know.
Well, I guess I just use shampoo and conditioner.
Right.
Oh, Sandy would probably be better to answer this one. I wish she was here. She knows what kind of shampoo we buy.
You don't even know what kind. I know what kind of
whatever's in the shower.
So ask Sandy.
I don't know, with my hair, it's there's no special product with this. I have this I guess I've only recently started doing like hair product stuff, I guess. So it's this curls, curl stuff. I'm not sure what it's called. I seen it on the shelf. It's like curls. Great.
Curls.
We're
right.
buying it. So I wanted to get, bring out a little more where my hair is kind of, it lies really straight. So I try to just scrunch it with a towel. Don't brush it and just hairspray it,
Right. You got to have hairspray. I still use hairspray. I mean, even when my hair was short, there was a time when my hair was short and I still had hairspray. My wife's like, why do you wear hairspray? Your hair isn't going anywhere. It's cut short. I'm like, just because I've been trained to use hairspray. Now I put a bandana on and I still spray hairspray up here. Because
you got to keep it down, man.
It's got to be hairsprayed. If it's not hairsprayed, it's not finished.
That's true.
It is true. I didn't know you used hairspray. I thought it was just like.
No, I mean, when I did, it wasn't until recently that I started doing I guess hair care products and stuff. I usually just washed it and jumped out of the shower, brushed it, and went on my day. But I'm stepping up my game a little bit, I guess, with the
and it's paying off. The women are noticing. The guys, I'm noticing. I'm thinking you're hotter than ever, and I'm like, you're like, you got it going on, man. Not just music wise. You just, I'm gonna make you blush sometime in this damn thing. One time. But when you get with a woman, they make sure you take care of your hair. Carrie makes sure I take care of my. Dude, I didn't do shit with it before. Now all of a sudden, I gotta have conditioner and then this and then the right this, and don't put the blow dryer on the hot setting. It's got to be in the medium setting, and this and that, and don't do this. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yep.
But I was thinking,
they keep us straight. That's for sure.
They do.
Straight and path.
Right.
Yeah.
They're good to us. Hairspray hot. Yeah. There's hairspray. Real men wear hairspray. Yeah. Real men wear pink and they wear hairspray. Just saying. Got it.
Yeah, if not, it's gonna go everywhere, man. It's gonna I have a lot of frizz, so
I got a lot of frizz. Exactly.
Look like Ozzy from the 70s. It comes out from here and goes.
Right. Exactly. You got to do something. I did. I let mine go all week. Just shower and then just sit on the couch because I ain't going anywhere. Nobody's gonna see me. But then when I do this or I go out, it's got to be blow dried. It's got to be brushed. Everything's got to look presentable.
It's TV, man. Everything's got to be
right, because this is going to be here forever. I mean, and
they're going to be listening to us talk about our hair forever.
2036, they're going to be like, here's that clip with Ashton and Bataraka. We're talking about hair. All guys out there, I know what you're doing. You're going and looking at the hair care products and saying what you got in your shower. I need to get conditioner. You need to get the split end healer. You got to put this little stuff on, man. Take care of it.
They can go on nativesonsrocks.com and figure out all the hair care products. I'll sell it right to them. The Ashton Blake hair care.
Special segment on the website. Hair
right
care.
On the website.
Right. I like it because hey, that's I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to that. I think that's all I got, really. There was one other thing I wanted to ask you, but I can't remember what it was. I think we covered everything. I mean, you're just having fun with the road, and that's all that matters. You're just out there having fun, putting music out, and gaining fans daily, which is...
Yeah, that's what it's about, man. It's about being out on the road, playing music, and being there for fans. That's what really, that's what really, I guess, drives me.
Right. Now, your video, that was the coolest video, dude. I mean, it was so, I don't want to say low budget, but it was so unexpected because everybody does their videos and they do them, you've got to go big or go home, and, you're walking and then you're expecting stuff. You're just on the street, you're just wandering through, and you hit it, timed it perfect, got there. JT went into the solo, and I was like, dude, that was brilliant. Who came up with that idea?
Well, I'd have to hand the credit off to Mr. Jim Quiggins.
Nice.
Me and him work really hand to hand in making the music video. But he was like, man, we should shoot it like a Martin Scorsese film. He was like, man, it needs to all be in one shot. I was like, man, we're going to have to find somebody with a steady hand. So I ended up calling up Forsake Media, some of my friends here in Louisville. So it was all Louisville guys, actors from Louisville. They've worked in some feature films that you probably know. They've worked with Universal and stuff like that. It was all Jim's friends. The two guys in the beginning of the music video are actually musicians from here. They're friends of mine. They're Boozer and Hidden Foundation's guitar player.
Oh, nice.
So it was really cool to have some people from, some musicians from the Louisville scene, getting the doo-wop shop and getting, a film crew from Louisville, and being able to kind of just showcase the Highlands here in Louisville, Kentucky, and kind of showing some love to my hometown. It was really cool.
You're giving back to the hometown, really. You're not forgetting where you came from.
Yeah.
I guess.
I think you'll like the next video too. We've got some interesting ideas for that one.
Oh, I can't wait. Now, momentary lapse of reason, done, gone. Now, drama. What's the story behind it? Life experience?
With everything that Native Sons does, there's always a personal experience behind the song, I guess. With drama, there was somebody who was trying to create animosity amongst the band and amongst friends. It was just kind of acknowledging their conversation. It's like, people want to cause drama, and they're going to cause drama in any way they can, especially if you're doing well and you're doing good. They're going to try to bring you down. And, it's kind of being like, it was from someone I didn't think that they would do it. It was a good friend of ours. So it's just kind of, I guess that's why in the chorus, like, oh my God, I never thought you'd do this.
Right.
Burn a bridge like never before. It's like,
right.
So it's kind of one of those things. There are some songs that we're writing that are just fun, but most of the songs that we have out there, we have a personal experience behind them. The new album's going to be called Shadowhead. So it's there's a lot of personal experience in that album that's coming out in probably August or October.
I can't wait to hear it. Anything else you want to tell everybody? You got Masquerade coming up in July. Right, July. You've got May. You have
Wampus
Cat in North Carolina. And you're kind of taking a little break to work on the video. The next video.
And hit the studio again. I guess I would like to tell everybody that, you can find us on, all the social media outlets. You can stream the new single, Bands in Town. Follow us on Bands in Town to figure out, where we're going to be the next time we're in your city. We're going to be back at the Diesel at some point in Detroit this year. We're going to do one more show we're going to do 2 more shows in Michigan, but 1 more show in Detroit. We're playing with George Lynch,
yes.
July 8th. So we've got some really cool stuff. Just check us out on Bands in Town, nativesonsrocks.com. You can find all the tickets and information there. And I would also like to say, keep rocking with B-Rock.
Hey, I know that dude. He's all right. I've heard of him. He's a good dude. You know, don't believe all the shit that people say about him. But,
yeah.
Just ask him. He'll tell you he's okay. Just ask him. Now, we're gonna leave with. I'm gonna play drama. Damn, I was gonna say something else and I forgot. You threw me through a loop at the end there. That was pretty good. Yes, but definitely, I'm trying to make Wampus Cat. I'm not absolutely sure if I'm going to be able to make it yet. I might be able to come for one day. You guys are on Sunday? Sunday, yes. So that's a 3-day festival. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think Whiskey Grins on one of our friends' bands is Saturday, I think. I think there's another one I wanted to catch on Friday. Just go for all 3 days. Set up camp. I think you can camp.
Yep.
It's not where you're going to go do any hotels. You just camp in, cheap, have a good time. I mean, I've looked at the lineup. It's fantastic. I mean, go out and support, bands. If you say you're a supporter of music, I'm going to say it here. If you say you're a supporter of music and you're not checking out new bands or you're not supporting the bands that ain't major national bands like Motley Crue or Guns N' Roses, and you're going to them shows and that's all you're doing and saying you're supporting music, you're wrong.
Yeah.
You are absolutely wrong. You are supporting the millionaires that already have made it, and they don't need your money. They don't need it. They'll grab it, but they don't need it. Yeah. Get out there and support your Native Sons, your Whiskey Grids, your American Jet Sets, your Kickin' Valentine. Support them bands. Them are the bands that are going to be here for a little while, and they need your support. They need to fill the venues. We can't get new music. We can't get music happening in clubs and so forth if we're not filling the clubs up for the owners. Yeah. They would love to bring the bands in, but if there's not going to be anybody drinking at the bar, they're not bringing the bands in.
Yeah, that's one thing I've tried to, I booked for a place here in Louisville, and it's like, you're exactly right. If the owners see that, I guess that tribute band's going to bring in hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they're going to hire the tribute band every time. Right. So it's like to get really, I feel like we're missing out on a lot of great music if you're just going to the Motley Crues or the tributes because it's what you know and love. It's like you can fall in love with new artists, and I have Zenora and other people that I've opened for, and people have opened for me. So I try to expand my musical library all the time.
Right. And it's out there. And people say there's no new music. I find another band every day. Every single day. Set your Spotify, hit an album, say you dig Native Sons, put their album on Spotify. Once that album ends, it's going to play music that is kind of like that. And then you will go down the rabbit hole and you will find something that catches your ear and you'll be like, who the hell is that? It'll be a band you don't know. Then check out that band. Now you just discovered new music.
Yeah, I think that's how I discovered The Darkness.
Yes.
Way before they were like real big. Right. I was listening to Kiss, and then once Kiss ran out, it was like, here it is, man. I was like, who the hell is this? So it was really cool to discover that new music, and I think that's kind of what sent me down a rabbit hole of discovering new music.
Right.
When I was in high school, discovering The Darkness and different bands like that. So you're exactly right. It's up to the fans whether it's kind of like shopping at Walmart. You're gonna, you shop at Walmart all the time. That favorite deli's gonna go down.
Right.
So we're only on the road as much as the fans can keep us on the road.
Right. And just go there and bring a friend. Just go see the show, bring a friend. If you're not supporting the if you're going to drive 3 hours to go see Motley Crue, you can surely drive 3 hours to go see Ashton Blake and Native Sons. You can surely drive 3 hours to go see a couple bands that you may enjoy. Hang out with friends. Make it a weekend. Boom.
Yeah.
You're
Create
getting live
experiences.
Create experiences. Have fun with it. If you don't got nobody to go with, call me up. I'll go. Let's go. Road trip. I'll drive. Load the truck up, and we're going to see music. There's nothing better. And we have to make the time for it. But if we want to keep music around, we have to make the time for it. And it's out there. Everybody's saying Europe's kicking our ass. No, they're not. I did some research because I got a show coming up that I'm going to do like USA versus Europe. Okay, one segment, one part of the show for 2 hours will be all the European bands. Can I fill 24 songs with European bands to fill the show? We shall see. Can I fill 24 songs to fill the 2 hour show with brand new? You have to have released a new music from 2020 forward to 2022. Not everybody, if 1990, whatever.
Yeah.
New music in them 2 years. Can we do it? And I've already looked. Yeah. Overwhelmingly can do it. Easily. Yeah. And it's not shit music. It's stuff that you're going to go, holy shit. And I did. I'm, holy crap. Look at this. Hear this. And it's good.
Yeah. Jim and me, we always have this running thing. It's like, look at the fans who, I feel like there's about to be a wave of rock and roll, kind of like he says, we're in disco. Disco's king right now, and soon, it's 1978, and disco's king, but we're about to hit that rock and roll, and I look at the crowd in Detroit, it was you had your late 40s, early 50s, but then you had this influx of it was an all ages show. So it was 16 to 25-year-olds coming out, and there was more 16 to 25-year-olds than there were so rock and roll is not just, a thing of the past. It's something new. It's something that is being rediscovered by the younger generations, but it just wasn't there for the 30-year-olds and the 40-year-olds,
right.
Early 40-year-olds. It was non-existent. They're part of the pop scene. They're part of the I guess what you would call the Dr. Dre's and the Eminems. Right. And I love those artists.
Hey, but, I don't mind them.
But I feel like rock and roll is about to be,
yes,
you're about to see a big wave of rock and roll, and I hope I'm a part of it. So.
You're a part of it. I know you are. And it's coming. I know it's coming. You can feel it. You look at YouTube or look at Facebook, every day I scroll Facebook and there's another young teenager playing rock and roll drums, another young teenager playing a guitar, and they're playing rock. They're playing rock music. So they will catch on. The younger generation is going to see that, and they'll be like, they're playing an actual instrument. So the more they see that, and it's been happening a lot more in the last year, that you see these young kids actually picking up instruments and going, okay, get off the video games and let's pick up the instrument. And they're on Facebook and they're getting millions of views. So they're being seen. And when you're doing, say, that breeds, okay, I want to do it. Okay, can I do it? Look at her, she did it. It pisses me off because I can't do what they do anymore. But, it's like, cool. At least there's somebody that's going to take the torch and go, let's run with it. And hopefully, when I'm sitting in the nursing home, I'm listening to a new band on the radio that just totally fucking rocks.
Yeah, I think it's heading in that direction. Yeah, absolutely.
Most definitely. And we're gonna witness it. I'm sure of it. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for being here. I mean, taking the time to chat with us, with me and everybody else. And
Thank you. Thank you.
We have one person that's got one little question real quick. I dig this question. Who is it? Joan Chapman. Where do you shop? You always have the coolest clothes.
It's a mix between I have bought some stuff off Warren Star, but my most favorite clothing has been random stuff off of Amazon.
Right.
I have this vest that I wore at LRS Fest. I got it at a Goodwill. So it's like you always looking for different. You just gotta have the eye and know what matches, I guess. And I had some vests that I've altered myself. I'm a little bit of a I can sew and
nice.
So like if you look at some of the pictures from over the weekend, JT's wearing this like crushed velvet jacket with these like frills on the end of it. I sewed those frills on the end and made it into like almost like a jacket that the Black Crows would wear.
Nice.
And that crushed velvet jacket actually is from my stepdad's mom. She passed away, and they gave me a bunch of jackets of hers because it was kind of that rock style.
Right.
And it's really cool to keep some of those, like some of these rings that I have. They all have stories. Like that's my cousin's ring. That's my grandmother's. She gave me that one, and that's my high school ring. This one right here is my mom's. So I try to keep, things, my family close to me when I'm on stage, and a lot of the rock clothes I've acquired over the years through, just family, friends, and finding stuff at Goodwill. Warren Star is always a good place to go if you're looking for a one-stop shop. But
you gotta have a separate bank account for Warren Star anymore, dude. I mean, I go with I'll send you her link. BXA Rockwear, Adriana Swift. She was in the United States. She's back in Spain now. Absolutely fantastic at clothes. Absolutely fantastic. And her prices are like half of Warren Star.
Nice. And, send me that link, man.
I'll send you. I'm
all
love
about
her.
Wearing like independent, artist stuff. Right. Like I'm not sure if you can see this, but these pants I got on the mountain. There was a person who was selling stuff on Monsters on the Mountain. She hand makes everything.
Right.
So I was like, I've got to have something handmade,
Right. And then you're supporting, it's like, why go to Warren Star when they've already got their millions? Support the local, so it all comes around. You're supporting the local bands, the local scene, support the local, people that are actually making the clothes. Like Adriana, she's not a big company, Che from Che's Rockwear, she's not big. It's just, I find somebody that does something cool. All right, I'm going to buy it just because. Okay. And then if I buy it, I'm going to talk about it because, that's how you spread music. That's how you keep the, these other people that are doing their thing in business and making a little money at it. Hey, it all goes around.
Yeah, Metal. I think Metal Babe Mayhem is a one for girls.
Metal Babe Mayhem.
My girlfriend got some stuff from them. She was on the cruise, so she was wearing it around, and she still wears the pick necklace that she gave her, and she makes like leather bracelets and stuff. Right. She didn't make this one. This one's actually a dog collar from one of our dogs.
I love it.
I try to keep things on me that represent home and represent where I'm from. Everything I do is a little personal to me, so I like to.
And that's cool, man. That is absolutely cool. You're not trying to. The image we get from you is a total. Now I know it's a total family. This is me. This is basically where I've come from.
Yeah, my brother kind of picked fun at me. He said the drip never stops with you, man.
Right.
Like you're always wearing something. It was like I looked at him and was like, the drip. What is that? He says, the outfits. It just never stops.
Never stops. It's cool though. I mean, it's you. We wear who we are. I wear all black. I mean, I wear all black. So what? Except for this shirt. For some reason, I had to get the gray shirt because it looked cool. I was like, I gotta have the gray shirt. But it's got the black arms. We're good. But my wife gets on me. It's 95 degrees outside. You got black jeans on. Yeah, so it's
comfortable.
I wear it. She's like, we're going to Disney next week. Well, it's going to be 90 degrees. What are you going to wear? I said, I got jeans and a t-shirt.
That's right. I wear jeans on the beach.
Right. If I could get away with it, she won't let me get away with that. But if I could, I'd sit in the lawn chair at a beach or towel with jeans and a black t-shirt on going, hey, everybody, what's happening? Doesn't bother me.
I'm the same way, man. Like,
right.
It's boots and jeans at the beach. I don't wear sandals.
No sandals. Oh my God.
I'm not a sandals guy.
No, dude, if you wore sandals and you grow, oh my God, you grow a beard, dude, you'd be like Jesus on the beach.
Jesus on the beach. Rock and roll Jesus on the beach.
Rock and roll Jesus plays for Native Son.
Well, then I've got to sing some Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett all day long, baby. Damn straight. That's Dr. Pepper you got there, right?
Yeah, it's about the only thing I drink besides water,
right.
probably.
See? I watch your lives. I know. Dr. Pepper. If you watch Ashton's lives, you know that's Dr. Pepper in that glass because that's the only thing he drinks.
I love my Dr. Peppers, that's for sure.
Hell yeah, my uncle was the same way, man. It was just Dr. Pepper all the time, no matter what. I love Dr. Pepper, but I got to have milk too. I mean, Jesus. But he was Dr. Pepper, coffee in the morning and Dr. Pepper all fucking day long, no matter what.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am. I've forced myself to drink water because I'm like, man, one of these days it's just gonna hit me. Don't want kidney stones, so I try to
kidney stones. Yeah, right. Yes.
So try to drink water.
Right.
But I mean, some people say that I need some Dr. Pepper endorsements. Because I'm drinking it so much. I would settle for playing at the Dr. Pepper Park, man. That would be a dream.
There you go.
Dream come true. Like, yeah, we're playing the Dr. Pepper Park. I'm gonna pass out.
I'm pretty sure the CEO is on here. Yeah, he's on here. Yep. Everybody's here. So you should be getting a call tomorrow.
Nice.
Nice. All right, I'm going to let you go. You've been here long enough. You've taken up enough of your time. It's absolute pleasure. I loved every minute of this. I love catching up with you. I will see you at the latest in July, hopefully in May. But I wish you guys continued success. You guys are an absolute great band. You absolute great personalities in the band. I mean, I couldn't wish happiness for anybody better, really. I mean,
thanks, man. It's always nice catching up with you.
Oh yeah, it's always a blast. You and your lovely woman Sandy. She's a treat. Man. She's and Ghost. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
On to you, Mike.
She's like, what about me? She's pretty good, isn't she? That was queued up perfectly.
Yeah. She knows when to chime in.
Yeah, I hear thank yous going on. Don't forget me. Yeah. Ghost is awesome. Hi. Hell yeah. All right. Well, you have a good one. Continued success. And anytime you need to talk about something, just let me know. I'll get you right back on here, brother.
I appreciate it, Mike. You have a nice night, man.
All right.
Thanks for having me on here.
We're going to do the video, but everybody stick around because we're going to do the video, but we're going to say, thank you very much, Ashton.
All right. I'll see you, man.
All right, brother. All right. We're going to do the video. If you haven't seen the video yet, I'm going to roll it right now. But thank you, everybody, for being here. I've got a big May lockdown. I got like Billy DiNapoli. I know he's watching. Gets pissed off because they call him DiNapoli or whatever I was doing. But it's Billy DiNapoli. I've got Jason Cornwell and Ronnie Monroe from Between Worlds. You know Ronnie Monroe. We used to sing for Metal Church. He's going to be on with Jason, who's also in Westbound and Steel City. They're going to be talking about Between Worlds, their new project. I got Greg Fox coming up. I've got Rick Roll coming up, and possibly another band for the end of May. But they're lining up, got them going on. Right now, I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to turn on Drama by Native Sons. That was their latest release. It dropped a couple weeks ago. If you haven't heard it, you're going to hear it now. And keep in the group. All news, anything going on, I'll post it. But thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for your support. I love you all, and y'all have a good night. Enjoy Drama by Native Sons.